Pitching number 10, Ethan Winkler.
Hello, everyone, and welcome in to Game 2 of Day 1 of the American Legion AAA State Tournament live here on Zaleski Sports. The Janesville Post 205 against the Appleton Doubledays here in Game 2, coming off that Eau Claire Manitowoc 2-1 win from Eau Claire. My name is Cale Jacoby, alongside Steve Maves and Trevor Zaleski up here in the booth doing the production work, and then Mike Wenlett, Jason Zaleski, and Bill Held down on the cameras here in this one. We're going to get right into our starting lineups here, starting with the visiting team, the Appleton Doubledays. Leading off is the pitcher, Ethan Winkler. Batting second, the shortstop, Cade Prestigiacomo. Batting third, the second baseman, Everett Nowak. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Danny Deek. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Brad Verbaten. Batting sixth, the third baseman, TJ Parker. Out of the seventh spot, the right fielder, Cale Cook. Batting eighth, center fielder, Maddox Erickson. And batting ninth is the catcher, Mason Winkler. Appleton coached by J.P. Prestigiacomo. And now, time for your starting lineups for the Janesville Post number 205, coached by Kerry Michaels. For Janesville, leading off is the shortstop, Jake Schaffner. Batting second, the center fielder, Jack Ryan. Batting third, the pitcher, Aiden Schenk. Batting fourth, the right fielder, CJ Dupuis. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Trace Jacobson. Out of the sixth spot, the second baseman, Tay Seabuth. Batting seventh, left fielder, Nick Gregg. Batting eighth, first baseman, Logan Jushka. And batting ninth, the catcher, J.C. Campbell. So again, it's Schaffner, Ryan, Schenk, Dupuis, Jacobson, Seabuth, Gregg, Jushka, and Campbell in the starting lineup for Janesville Post 205. Again, this Game 2 of Day 1 of the American Legion 2023 AAA State Tournament. All games live on Zaleski Sports. Thank you to all of you who joined us for Game 1 of today's action. Eau Claire and Manitowoc. Eau Claire got the 2-1 victory in that game. Again, later today we're going to have the Plover Black Sox and the Kaukauna Angels. That game set to start at 5 p.m. Then later tonight at 8, it's Sheboygan and the hosting team, Marinette. And now we're going to send it down to the field, Mike, and get the American Legion pledge and your national anthem live right here on Zaleski Sports.
To the 2023 Wisconsin American Legion AAA All-State game. Right now we are going to do the American Legion Baseball Sportsmanship Code. Gentlemen, repeat after me. I will keep the rules, keep faith with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride under in victory, keep a sound soul, clean mind, and a healthy body.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, will you please rise? Gentlemen, remove your hats in honor of this great day with the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly prove through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, welcome back, everybody. That was your national anthem and the American Legion pledge out there live on the field here as we are just about set to get underway here live from Marinette, Wisconsin. Just about set to get underway here, Janesville and the Appleton Doubledays here live from Pedersen Park here in Marinette, Wisconsin, live for the 2023 American Legion State Tournament. Game 2, again, you just saw Eau Claire win 2-1 over Manitowoc. Again, 4 games live today, 4 live tomorrow. Live all the way through Saturday here on Zaleski Sports with American Legion Baseball. Right there on your screen, you see starting pitcher for Janesville warming up, Aiden Shank. Shank will be out there with the baseball on the mound to start things off for Janesville Post 205. And again, in case you're unfamiliar with the American Legion State Tournament elimination rules, double elimination. You lose twice, you are out. Eau Claire with that win. They're going to play at 5 p.m. tomorrow against the winner of Game 3 after this, which is Plover and Kaukauna. But here in this one, Appleton, the Doubledays will lead things off and start off at the plate. Leading off is the pitcher, Ethan Winkler. So we got a pitcher-on-pitcher matchup in the first at-bat with Ethan Winkler. Leading off here, Winkler with the long locks. And Winkler looks at a strike on the first pitch. First pitch, first strike thrown for Schenk. That one in the dirt, and it gets by all the way to the backstop. Evens up the count at 1-1 here to Winkler. Luckily for Schenk, nobody on base, just the leadoff batter. 1-1. That one hit well out into right field, ranging back on it underneath. It's caught for out number 1 by the right fielder, C.J. Dupuis, up there in right for Janesville. And to lead things off, Winkler lines out to right field. Now with nobody on and 1 down, we move to the 2 spot in the order. It's the shortstop, Cade Prestigiacomo. Of course, the Doubledays coached by J.P. Prestigiacomo. That one missed for a ball. 1-0 the count here to Prestigiacomo. That one misses upstairs. 2-0 here to Prestigiacomo. The lefty Shank. That one is shanked back. Foul. 2-1 the count now to Prestigiacomo. Let's get a live look into the grandstands there. A lot of fans coming out here to Marinette. The 2-1, that one grounded over to second. The scoop and the throw going to be on time for out number 2. Play made at second by Tay Seabuth. Catch at first by Logan Jushka. And Prestigiacomo grounds out for out number 2. So quick 2 outs here. And now with nobody on and 2 down, we move to the 3 spot in the order, the second baseman, Everett Nowak. Again, Shank, the left-handed pitcher. That one misses upstairs to Nowak. 1-0 the count now. Nowak's got that number 2 on the front of his jersey kind of ripping off there. falling off. The wind's blowing it away. 1-1 the count. That one misses high again. 2-1. Now the count to Nowak. Yeah, you can see that bottom part of the number 2 there just kind of flaking off. But it's got that yellow border underneath. Doesn't look too bad. That wear and tear from sliding head first, I'm sure, through the dirt. 3-1. That one misses high and outside. Ball 4. And Nowak is walked. So Nowak heads over to first base. A runner on for the Doubledays. Runner at first, 2 down. We move to the 4th spot in the order. It's the left fielder, Danny Deek. That one misses to Deek. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch. Misses high and inside. 2-0 now to Deek. Yeah, we've got more numbers falling off for the Doubledays here. Both 2s fluttering away. That one fouled back, out of play. 2-1 the count now to Deek. And you can see those numbers. I mean, they're barely hanging on by a thread. Again, that throw back to first. Not going to be in time as Nowak dives back safely. But again, you know, diving face first like that, it brings some wear and tear on the uniform sometimes, along with wear and tear on the body. That one misses. 3-1 now the count here to Danny Deek. It's going to be a very warm week here for Marinette for the American Legion State Tournament. That one fouled back against the fence, and now the count runs full here to Danny Deek. We got mid-80s most of the week. Again, no problem with that as long as there's no rain that comes through. It's one thing you don't want when you're trying to get in a AAA American Legion State Tournament. Here's the 3-2. That one popped up. Right field territory, ranging over foul territory, and it will fall foul and out of play. As over there in right, it was C.J. Dupuis trying to make the play, but over the fence and out of play. The count remains 3-2 here to the left fielder, Danny Deek. Again, the lefty on the mound for Janesville, Aiden Schenk. The 3-2 going to be blown away and back-to-back walks. This time a full count walk. Deek is walked. Nowak advances to second base. As you see Nowak there at second, Danny Deek walked with the full count. So now after 2 quick outs, back-to-back walks, the Doubledays have 2 runners on. And to the 5 spot in the order, it's the first baseman, Brad Verbaten. Verbaten, number 2, ripping off as well. Verbaten, the swing and a miss, but you're talking about these batters with it's usually the number 2s that are wearing off, but both those guys that have had those number 2s wearing off, they've gotten on base. There's the 0-1, swing and a miss. And that's just proof that you're not afraid to get down and dirty in the base paths. That's all that is. 0-2 the count here to Verbaten. That one misses high and away. 1-2 the count now. Again, those first 2 strikes had to have been a sight for sore eyes for Schenk out there for the back-to-back walks. It's a couple of good pitches in the zone. Now 1-2 to Verbaten. And that one kind of a half swing, lofted right to second. Catch made for out number 3. That's Tay Seabuth making the catch at second base. Verbaten lines out to second, and that's going to do it for the top half of the first inning. No run score on no hits, no errors, 2 walks, and 2 runners left stranded. 0s on the board after 1/2 inning. We'll step aside and be back with more 2023 American Legion State Tournament Baseball live from Marinette after this on Zaleski Sports.
Some of us are out to win championships. Others just want to win the moment. And for others, simply climbing a flight of stairs is a win. But for all of us, the small victories make life better. And none of us wins alone. When we get knocked down, it takes a team, an extraordinary team to help us heal like a pro. For your bones, muscles, joints, and everything else that makes life move, there's only Bellin Health. Welcome to your healthiest life.
Welcome back, everybody, as get a live look at a fan enjoying the content on his phone there. Yeah, he's probably tuned into Zaleski Sports there, maybe. That's what we'll say. The Marinette High School class of 1982 proudly supports the 2023 AAA State Legion Baseball Tournament. The 1982 Marines salute all 8 teams participating in this year's tournament. Please thank the Marinette High School class of 1982 for helping to make today's broadcast possible. Here in the bottom of the first inning, zeros on the board. Leading off will be the shortstop, Jake Schaffner. Starting on the mound for Appleton is Ethan Winkler. As be sure to scan that code, go live. It'll take you live to watching this broadcast here today of the American Legion State Tournament on Zaleski Sports. And here is the leadoff batter, shortstop Jake Schaffner. Schaffner looks like one in the dirt. Looks like a big arm there, or a zippy arm from the pitcher, Ethan Winkler. And Winkler's got the pitcher's look with the long hair. And that one grounded to second. Throw to first, going to be on time and on target for out number 1. Throw made by Seabuth. And catch made at first by Logan Jushka. Seabuth making the play. Or excuse me, the wrong side of my book there. Everett Nowak. You see on your screen there at second base making the play. Catch at first by Brad Verbaten. 1 down. Jack Ryan, the center fielder, now up to bat. Again, another lefty. Got 2 lefties starting on the mound in this one for Janesville and Appleton Doubledays. 1-0. Ryan grounds that one. It bounces over the glove. I don't know what they'll mark that down as. But it took kind of a tough hop. Yeah, I'll give it an E6. These guys appear saying I'll go with that. Ryan reaches on the air. Did kind of go right above the glove there for the shortstop, Prestigiacomo. Nonetheless, Ryan will reach on the air. Runner at first, 1 down. We move to the 3 spot in the order. It's the pitcher, Aiden Schenk. Throw to first, kind of a casual throw over there by Winkler. Just letting Ryan know that he sees him over there. And we're going to let him know again, and they're going to have him in a pickle here. They've got Ryan in the pickle. Throw to first. Out number 2. Umpire calls out number 2. They catch Jack Ryan in the pickle between first and second. And that is going to be out number 2 as Winkler makes a wise throw over to first to catch Ryan between the base paths. Still no count here to the pitcher, Aiden Schenk, with nobody on and 2 down now. Schenk looks at one in the dirt. 1-0. Schenk, the left-handed batter as well. Seen a lot of lefties out there today. Eau Claire, Manitowoc, a lot of left-handed batters, and that one's in there for a strike to Schenk. We got 2 lefty pitchers here for each team. 1-1 the count here to Schenk. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count now to Aiden Schenk. With that right elbow brace. That one going to miss upstairs. 2-2. So again, Winkler has got some heat behind his pitches here. Here's the 2-2. That one popped up. Shallow center, ranging back on it. And diving, it will fall. And that's going to be an error. That time the shortstop, Prestigiacomo, tried to go out there to make the play. That probably should have been one left for either the left or center fielder. They were probably closer to it. Bit of a miscommunication there, and that's going to go down as another error. Give it another E6 as Shank reaches on the air. Second error of the inning for Janesville. Again, shaking off some rust here coming into this state tournament. Out there in the field. Now to the 4th spot, the right fielder, C.J. Dupuis, up to bat. Throw to first, not going to be in time. Shank back there standing. But again, any coach you talk to in American Legion baseball or high school age baseball, first thing they're going to talk about is playing a clean game in the infield and the outfield. Usually high school age baseball, if you can do that, the cliche saying from every coach is you're going to win a lot of games. They're not wrong. But 2 outs still here for Appleton out there in the field. Mistakenly said Janesville before Appleton with the 2 errors. 1-1 the count here to C.J. Dupuis. That one in there for strike 2. 1-2 the count now to Dupuis. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Kind of a half swing. He checked it. It's in the dirt. Wild pitch. And Shank will take second base. 2-2 the count now to Dupuis. Runner at second now. And a swing and a miss. Dupuis goes down swinging for out number 3. First strikeout of the game for Ethan Winkler out there on the mound. And that is going to do it for the bottom half of the first inning. No run score on no hits, no walks, 2 errors, and 1 runner left stranded. Zeros on the board after 1 complete. We'll step aside and be back with more state tournament American Legion baseball live from Marinette after this on Zaleski Sports.
Car and truck inventories are limited around the world. But at Riverside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Marinette, we make sure to have what you want. A huge inventory of new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Ram 1500 Bighorns, Jeep Cherokees, Jeep Compasses, and more. Trade up into a new ride and get top cash value for your trade. Visit our family at Riverside of Marinette. Proud supporters of Marinette and Menominee area high school sports.
Life can be tough. Sometimes you need more than just legal services. You need someone who believes in you. At Schickert Law Offices, our experienced attorneys don't just provide legal services. We provide unwavering support and encouragement to their clients. Our team deals with criminal law, family law, divorce, and more. But what they specialize in most is standing by their clients every step of the way. When you need someone in your court, choose the law firm that will believe in you. Choose Schickert Law Office.
Welcome back, everybody. Zeros on the board here in this 2023 state tournament matchup between the Appleton Doubledays and Janesville Post 205. And the Hometown Family Restaurant of Marinette offers the best breakfast in town, and it's served all day long, starting at 6 a.m. The Hometown Family Restaurant also serves lunch and dinner. Did someone say all weekend buffet? The Hometown Family Restaurant gives you a spectacular start to the day, Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m. with dozens of buffet food choices. The Hometown Family Restaurant of Marinette. TJ Parker, the third baseman, leads things off for the Doubledays here in the top of the second. Parker, the third baseman. It's the 6, 7, 8 spots due up as he pops that up. Shallow right territory by first. I think it's going to go out of play, and it does. 0-2 the count now. 1-2 the count now to TJ Parker. But again, 6, 7, 8 spots for the Doubledays. TJ Parker, Cale Cook, and Maddox Erickson. That one going to miss high as the count evens up at 2-2 now to Parker. 2-2 pitch, called strike 3, and Parker goes down looking for out number 1, the first strikeout of the game for the pitcher, Aiden Schenk, out there on the mound for Janesville. Now we move to the 7th spot in the order with nobody on and 1 down. It's the right fielder, Cale Cook. Cook looks at a ball. The 1-0 in the dirt. 2-0 now to Cook. Pitch, gonna miss upstairs, and 3 balls thrown in 3 pitches to start off this at-bat to Cale Cook. And Schenk, it's a bit of a hole to dig himself out of here. The 3-0 in there, he gets a strike. 3-1 now to Cook. And a big cut and a miss from Cook that time, and now the count runs full. And another swing and a miss. It was 3-0 the count. Winds up a strikeout for Aiden Schenk. Back-to-back strikeouts for out number 2 for the pitcher, Aiden Schenk, as Cook goes down swinging. Now with 2 outs, nobody on, we move to the 8th spot in the order. It's the center fielder, Maddox Erickson. And Erickson, a swing and a miss. 0-1 the count to Erickson. Another strike from Schenk. Quickly 0-2. And that one just got a piece of it and fouled it back to Erickson. As Mason Winkler grabs that foul ball. 0-2 the count here to Erickson. That one going to miss outside. Good grab by the catcher, J.C. Campbell. Count now 1-2 here to Erickson. That one drops in, called strike 3, and Erickson goes down looking. Aiden Schenk strikes out the side. He's got 3 strikeouts on the game, 3 up, 3 down, 0s on the board after 1.5. We'll step aside and be back with more American Legion State Tournament AAA action after this on Zaleski Sports.
With the new Simple Rewards account from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've made the simple, everyday transactions a lot more rewarding. Open a Simple Rewards account from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust and get $5 back when you make 25 monthly debit card purchases. It's that simple.
Welcome back, everybody. 5, 6, 7 spots due up for Janesville. 0s on the board as we get set to start the bottom of the second. But thanks to our game day sponsors here today, the City of Marinette, Shoecart Law Office, Stephenson Bank, Marinette High School 82, class of 82, Fincantieri, Riverside Auto, Wapaka Foundry, Hometown Family Restaurant, Marinette Lions, Hanson Onion Martell, Best Western, Poles and Family Dental, and Berlin Health. That's a single for Trace Jacobson.
Now batting the second baseman, number 10, Tay Siamu.
All right, with a single out there in the right for Trace Jacobson. The first hit we've seen either side here today, and a fake throw from the catcher that time, Mason Winkler. So Jacobson at first here, no outs, and the second baseman, Tay Siabuth, up to bat. Siabuth looks at one inside. 2-0 the count now to Siabuth. Throw back to first, not going to be in time as Jacobson dives back safely. Again, on the mound for the Doubledays is Ethan Winkler. Swing and a miss. Zipped by Siabuth, and now 2-1 the count. It's the 2-1 pitch. Showing bunt, gets it down. Winkler with the scoop. The throw to first going to be in time for out number 1. But Siabuth advances Jacobson to second base. But a bunt ground out for Siabuth.
The left fielder, number 11, Nick Gregg.
All right, up to bat now, the left fielder, Nick Gregg. Gregg follows that off, and I just got word that starting pitcher Ethan Winkler is one of 3 triplets. Fun fact about Ethan Winkler. Again, I wonder if Mason Winkler is one of them. Batting out of the 9 spot for the Doubledays. So Ethan Winkler, one of 3 triplets. That's rare. Nick Gregg, the left fielder, 0-1 the count. Makes it 1-1 now to Gregg. And Winkler checks back to second base. We'll have to, I suspect that anecdote of information came from Jason Zaleski is my guess. So we'll have to get Jason to look into the family lineages of each and every player out here, I think, is the next task. So that one's going to be fouled back into the fence. 1-2 here to Nick Gregg. See who's triplets, maybe twins, or maybe just normal siblings. Maybe we get into that. 1-2, throw back to second, not going to be in time. That's called, that's real journalism right there. That is really digging into the histories. And that's going to be grounded into left field, a single for Nick Gregg. Jacobson holds up at third, but a single grounder out into left field for Nick Gregg. And Janesville has got something going here at the plate in the bottom of the second. Jacobson holds up at third. Again, Nick Gregg with the single. Now we've got runners at the corners and 1 out as we move to the 8th spot in the order. The first baseman, Logan Juszka. Juszka, again, starting at first. And throw to first, not going to be in time. Winkler just letting Gregg know that he's got his eyes on him. Juszka up to bat. Shows bunt, gets it down to Winkler, and the throw to second, going to be in time for the fourth, and nothing at first. That did not go the way Janesville would have wanted it to. As Gregg, smart play by Winkler to go for the force at second. So Winkler makes the throw to second base. That's going to be out number 2. They get Gregg out, going to second. Juszka reaches on the fielder's choice. Now we've got runners at first and third and 2 outs for the right field, or excuse me, batting out of the 9 spot, the catcher, J.C. Campbell. But again, for Janesville, that obviously didn't go the way, obviously you wanted Appleton to throw to first and maybe get 2 runners in scoring position, but Now you're in the same spot, but with one more out. 1-0 the count here to Campbell. Throw to first base. Not going to be in time. Winkler letting them know, I'm a lefty. I'm looking right at you. 1-0. That one lined into right field, and that will fall. It will bring in the first run of the game. And it's an RBI single for J.C. Campbell. Janesville is on the board, and they lead it 1-0. J.C. Campbell with the RBI single brings home Trace Jacobson. Juszka advances to third base as J.C. Campbell brings in the leading run for Janesville. Now with runners at first and third and 2 down, back to the top of the order, the shortstop, Jake Schaffner. Schaffner looks at one in the dirt. Ball one. 1-0 the count here to Schaffner. That one in there for strike one. Evens up the count at 1-1 now to Schaffner. One pitch in the dirt. Ball number 2. Now the count 2-1. Again, that's Juszka at third base. Throw to first. Not going to be there in time. And Campbell dives back safely. 2-1 pitch. That one swung on, slowly grounded to first here. Winkler's going to have to beat it out to first base, and he does. Out number 3, Winkler comes over to make the play from the mound. And it's a ground out for Schaffner to end the inning, but Janesville puts up 1 run in the inning off 3 hits, no errors, no walks, and 2 runners left stranded. 1-0 Janesville after 2 complete. We'll step aside, be back with more 2023 American Legion AAA State Tournament Baseball after this on Zaleski Sports.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
Welcome back, everybody. 1-0 Janesville as get a live look at a bat, a bike wedged right into the fence. That gives you some of the on-field natural sound you hear. You ever hear the bat against the ball hitting the catcher's mitt? That's why you hear that. And for Appleton, they'll be up to bat. The 9-1-2 spots due up. It'll be Mason Winkler, Ethan Winkler, and Cade Prestigiacomo.
Making his first appearance of the game, the catcher, number 6, Mason.
And again, I don't know. Again, I was just told that Ethan Winkler was one of 3 triplets. I was not told if Mason Winkler was also a triplet, or maybe he's a cousin. Again, we got to get our investigative journalist out there in the grandstands, Jason Zaleski, to maybe find that out. Swing and a miss there to Winkler. Oh, 0-1 here to Mason Winkler. Again on the mound for Janesville is Aiden Schenk. Mason and Ethan Winkler going to hold up at first base. Good job by the left fielder, Nick Gregg, to throw that in time. The game for Appleton. Mason Winkler with a single. We go from Mason Winkler to Ethan Winkler at the top of the order. Ethan Winkler, the pitcher, starting pitcher here tonight. He's 0 for 1, flew out to right. First at bat, gets the bunt down, it rolls foul. 0-1 the count here to Ethan Winkler. Runner at first, no outs. And Ethan Winkler with considerably longer hair than his brother Mason. That one bunted down, and good grab by the catcher. Throw to first, going to be in time for out number 1 as J.C. Campbell barehanded that ball and made the throw over to first base. So Ethan Winkler advances Mason Winkler to second. Via ground out on a bunt. The 2-3 for 1 out. Now with a runner at second in scoring position, and Giacomo, the RBI double, reaches third on the air on the throw home. So again, now a 1 hit deep from Nowak could bring in another one for the Doubledays. That one popped up left field, and this one is not going to be deep enough to bring in a run. Or maybe it will. Nope, he's going to go back. And the throw is way high from left, and the run's going to score for the Doubledays. There'll be another error as the Doubledays go up 2-1. So Nowak flies out to left field, but to score, it's an E7 to bring in Prestigiacomo. Again, that one was way up there. And really, you got to give props actually to Prestigiacomo on that, though, because he hard faked like he was coming home, and I think he's kind of scared the left fielder, Nick Gregg, that time. Again, that was not really hit deep enough where you would think a runner is going to come home, but Prestigiacomo really gave a hard fake like he was coming, and Gregg launched it home over the head of the catcher, Campbell, and the second run scores for the Doubledays. Up to bat now is the left fielder, Danny Deek. That one's low for a ball, evens up the count at 1-1 here to Deek. We've got nobody on and 2 outs here to Danny Deek, and that one going to get by as well. 2-1 the count now to Deek, and you see the ball right there on the Marinette M. Two-1 pitch, misses. Makes it 3-1 to Deek. And a swing and a miss, a big swing from Deek as the count now runs full here to Danny Deek. Deek was walked his first at-bat back in the first inning. And a swing and a miss. Deek goes down swinging for out number 3, strikeout number 4 of the game for Aiden Schenk. And that's going to do it for the top half of the third inning. But Appleton puts up 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, no walks, and nobody left stranded. 2-1 Appleton after 2.5. We'll step aside and be back with more state tournament American Legion baseball after this on Zaleski Sports.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop, whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Welcome back, everybody. 2-1 Appleton over Janesville. We got another fan on their phone here. Again, I could say they're watching the stream, but based on how they're scrolling there, I don't think so. Just, day we live in, it's tough to see anybody without, not glued to the old phone. 1-0 the count here to Jack Ryan, the center fielder. Probably scrolling through the old tic-tac or snitch chat box. That one low. 2-0 the count here to Ryan. Jack Ryan, the center fielder, up to bat. He reached on an error, his first at bat. Looks at a strike, and again, our first game today, we got a very clean game. Baseball, 2-1, and I don't know if there was an error in that game. We've had 4 thus far in this one. Been a little sloppy out there from both sides. See if they can rein it in. That one going to be grounded over to second. Throw to first in time for out number 1 as Jack Ryan grounds out. So Ryan grounds out to second base. Now we move to the 3 spot in the order with nobody on and 1 down. It's the pitcher, Aiden Shank. Shank reached on an error, his first at bat as well. He's got nobody on and 1 out here. And a big cut from Shank that time, misses on it. And the count 0-1 here to Shank. Shank with a big elbow brace on the right arm. 0-1. That one in there for strike 2. 0-2 the count now to Shank. Now Shank finds the pitch he likes. And here it is. Gonna miss. 1-2 the count now to Shank. That one in the dirt. Pass ball. And it evens up the count at 2-2. Again, Winkler's got some strikeouts. But every once in a while, that one just drops a little too far into the dirt and makes it tough on his catcher, Campbell. Excuse me, his catcher, Mason Winkler. Brother-to-brother connection here on the mound and the plate. That one in there, called strike 3. Shank goes down looking for out number 2. That is strikeout number 2 on the game for Ethan Winkler out there on the mound. So quick 2 outs. Now with nobody on and 2 down, we move to the 4th spot in the order. It's the right fielder, C.J. Dupuis. Dupuis 0 for 1. Struck out swinging in the first inning, and he fouled that one at the plate and then hit it again with the bat into fair territory, accidentally. It's a foul. 0-1. The 0-1, and that one fouled down the third baseline. And it's quickly 0-2 here to Dupuis. That one misses low. 1-2 the count now to Dupuis. One-two pitch popped up. That's going to be out of play down the left field line. And Dupuis stays alive. He's battling away, fouling a lot of pitches off here as you see some kids going out to grab that baseball and throw it into the Appleton dugout. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Dupuis goes down swinging for out number 3. Strikeout number 3 of the day for Ethan Winkler out there on the mound, and that's going to do it for the bottom half of the third inning. 3 up, 3 down. It's 2-1 Appleton over Janesville. We'll step aside through 3 complete. Be back after this with more state tournament baseball live from Marinette on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Some of us are out to win championships. Others just want to win the moment. And for others, simply climbing a flight of stairs is a win. But for all of us, the small victories make life better. And none of us wins alone. When we get knocked down, it takes a team, an extraordinary team to help us heal like a pro. For your bones, muscles, joints, and everything else that makes life move, there's only Bellin Health. Welcome to your healthiest life.
Welcome back, everybody. Top of the 4th inning. And shout out to the grounds crew here in Marinette. Every few innings, they're making sure the field's all good and set. Normally, you see it between games. But making sure here in the state tournament that the field is of top quality as much as it can be. And I don't know what in the world I'm looking at on this screen, on the screen right now. I don't know what's sitting on top of that water bottle. I don't know if that's a piece of a granola bar sitting on that, or or a piece of dirt. Someone's trying to get some points for staging out there on the cameras. I'm guessing that was Bill Held out there on the camera trying that out. Yeah, and I don't know what that was. Now you're getting a live shot of that's where we are here in the press box. Myself, Cale Jacoby, alongside Steve Maves and Trevor Zaleski up here in the box, and we got a turkey out there, some sort of bird maybe. No, that's not a turkey. That's not a turkey. That's a bird. A seagull. The bird experts in the box say seagull. When caring people join together, roll up their sleeves, and take action to make their community better, it's a beautiful thing and an incredible feeling for everyone involved. That's Lions. Being a Lion is about leading by example, building relationships, and improving the world through kindness. It's 1.4 million caring men and women serving together so they can make a lasting impact and change more lives. Learn more about the Marinette Lions Club on Facebook today. So again, they continue to clean up the field here in Marinette, and we really like water bottles here. With the camera operators out there. Don't forget to drink your water. It's warm out, and there you go. We're live on Zaleski Sports here today. Again, we're live all week here from Marinette with State Tournament AAA Legion Baseball. We've got 2 more games coming up after this one. Again, game 1 today, Eau Claire won in a nail-biter on a walk-off walk against Manitowoc. And now this is game 2 of your state tournament, Appleton Doubledays in Janesville, post 2:05. Again, as we look ahead today, game 3 at 5 p.m., approximate start. Again, if this one goes a little quicker, we might start a little bit earlier. This game started about 15 minutes early. But right now scheduled for 5 o'clock is game 3. That's going to be Kaukauna and Plover, the Kaukauna Angels and Plover Black Sox. And in game 4 tonight, Marinette and Sheboygan. Again, if you've been tuning into Zaleski Sports over the last week, we had regionals live in Plover this past week. We saw Plover go undefeated and win their regional. Beat the Wisconsin Rapids Rangers in their final game to advance. As we're just about set to get underway here, again, as they took some time to make sure the field was continuing to be in tip-top shape. It'll be the Appleton Doubledays up to bat. The 5, 6, 7 spots due up. It'll be Brad Verbaten, TJ Parker, and Cale Cook. Let me get a live look into the grandstands there. Again, leading off for the Doubledays here, the first baseman, Brad Verbatim. Verbatim is 0 for 1. He flew out to second in the first inning. Looks at one upstairs there, 1-0 here to Verbatim. At top of the fourth, Appleton put up 2 runs last inning. And that one is hit out into deep right center, and diving to make the play, he can't. It falls. Verbatim's diving to second, and he is there in time. A leadoff double for Brad Verbatim. Verbatim with the double. And the Doubledays picking up right where they left off in inning number 3. A runner in scoring position here with Verbatim at second. And again, out there in right field, it was a valiant effort made by C.J. Dupuis. He laid out for it, dove for it, but that was just hit perfectly between right and center. Bunt down here from T.J. Parker, tagged out in the baseline. And that's going to be out number 1, but he does advance Verbatim to third. So the bunt, ground out for Parker. 1 down as Verbatim advances to third base. Runner at third, 1 down to the 7th spot in the order. It's the right fielder, Cale Cook. Cook fouls that at the plate. And that one might have got him. That one might have got Cook. He looked a little shaken up there. He fouled it off the ground. I don't know if it ricocheted up and... Oh, yeah, he's grimacing. Yeah, that one bounced right off the ground and might have got him near the midsection there. Hopefully he's all right. He seems to be. Cook takes a second to shake it off and swings and misses there. 0-2 the count now to Cook. The 0-2 pitch, gonna miss high and away. Ball 1, and the count now 1-2 here to Cook. And a swing and a miss. Cook underneath that one, and he goes down swinging for out number 2. That is strikeout number 5 of the game for the pitcher, Aiden Schenk, out there on the mound for Janesville. Now with 2 down, runner at third. We move to the 8th spot in the order. It's the center fielder, Maddox Erickson. Erickson looks at a strike. He's 0 for 1, struck out looking back in the second. Fouled back. 0-2 the count now to Erickson. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled back again as Erickson stays alive. Schenk looking for his second strikeout of the inning, 6th of the game. Counts 0-2 here to Erickson. Called strike 3. Erickson goes down looking for out number 3 here in the top of the 4th. That's now 6 strikeouts on the game for Schenk. And your score remains 2-1. No run score on 1 hit, no errors, no walks, 1 runner left stranded. 2-1 Appleton after 3.5. We'll step aside and be back with more AAA state tournament baseball after this on Zaleski Sports.
Car and truck inventories are limited around the world. But at Riverside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Marinette, we make sure to have what you want. A huge inventory of new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Ram 1500 Bighorns, Jeep Cherokees, Jeep compasses, and more. Trade up into a new ride and get top cash value for your trade. Visit our family at Riverside of Marinette. Proud supporters of Marinette and Menominee area high school sports.
Welcome back, everybody. As we get a live look at Wapaka Foundry and Best Western, Riverfront Inn, a couple of our sponsors here in this one. Best Western, that is where your Zaleski sports team is shacking up at. Hanson Onion Martel Funeral Home. As a good neighbor to the community, Hanson Onion Martel Funeral Home honors the funeral and cremation preferences of their clients in the belief that unparalleled service provided by trusted friends is the most important value to offer families in need. As a good neighbor in Marinette, Hanson Onion Martel supports all athletes and families in this Legion State Tournament. Good luck to all. Thank you to our friends at Hanson Onion Martel Funeral Home. Trace Jacobson, the third baseman, leads things off in this one for Janesville here in the bottom of the fourth. Looks at a ball. It's 2-0. Jacobson is 1 for 1. He looks at a strike there, 2-1. He had a single back in the second inning. The 2-1 pitch popped up. That one over near first base. And the catch made by first baseman Brad Verbaten for the Doubledays. One down as Jacobson flies out to first. Now we move to the sixth spot in the order with nobody on and one down. It's the second baseman, Tay Seabuth. Seabuth is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the mound in the second inning. Looks at one inside, 1-0. Again on the mound for Appleton. Getting the start, Ethan Winkler. 1-0 pitch. That one lined right to third. Good snag for out number 2. What a catch by T.J. Parker there at third base. That one lined right above his head. He makes the snag for out number 2. Seabuth lines out to third. Now with nobody on and 2 down, we move to the 7th spot in the order. It's the left fielder, Nick Gregg. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the second, grounds that one to second base. Scoop and the throw going to be in time for out number 3. Throw made by Nowak. Catch at first by Verbaten as Gregg grounds out. 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And your score remains Appleton 2, Janesville 1. We'll step aside and be back with more State Tournament American Legion Baseball live from Marinette after this on Zaleski Sports.
Life can be tough. Sometimes you need more than just legal services. You need someone who believes in you. At Schickert Law Offices, our experienced attorneys don't just provide legal services. We provide unwavering support and encouragement to their clients. Our team deals with criminal law, family law, divorce, and more. But what they specialize in most is standing by their clients every step of the way. When you need someone in your court, choose the law firm that will believe in you. Choose Schickert Law Office.
Welcome back, everybody. Top of the 5th inning. Got some sick Nike kicks out there. The coaches? Pair of shoes there, perhaps? Yeah, I think that's going to be... that was Coach Prestigiacomo's kicks over there at third base. You see some fans under the shade. That's the way to do it. Pitch up the canopy, sit under that, in the shade. That's the way to do it. Up to bat here for Appleton. It'll be the 9-1-2 spots. Mason Winkler, Ethan Winkler, and Cade Prestigiacomo. Winkler's 1 for 1. He singled in the third. Looks at one outside. 1-0 now to Winkler. One 0 pitch. Misses. 2-0 the count now to Winkler. That one lofted into center field. Underneath it, it's caught. Nice catch out in center field by Jack Ryan. He might have came under that a little too much. He had to reach back a bit. It wasn't an easy catch. Reach back and make the catch. Did Jack Ryan out there in center field. And that's going to be out number 1 as Mason Winkler flies out to center. Now we move to the top of the order. Nobody on, 1 down. The pitcher, Ethan Winkler. Winkler looks at a ball. He's 0 for 2. Flew out to right in the first inning. Grounded out to the catcher in the third. Fouls that one off. 1-1 the count now to Winkler. The 1-1 pitch. Thought about it. In there for a strike anyways. 1-2 the count now to Winkler. 1-2 pitch. That one lightly swung on. Grounded to short. Dropped at short. Throw to first. Not going to be in time. And Winkler reaches on the E6. And again, he had the ball. He just kind of dropped it as he was trying to switch it to his throwing hand. That was Jake Schaffner over there. And now it looks like we've got a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for Appleton. That is Brad Verbaten warming up for the Doubledays. So we may see Verbaten come in and throw to first. Not going to be in time as Ethan Winkler gets back safely. Again, it's been a little bit of a sloppy game here from both sides. Seen some errors. 2-2 the count. Here to Winkler. To Cade Prestigiacomo. It's 1-0 to Cade. And he grounds that one. They're going for the double. Throw to first. Isn't going to be in time. Nobody was there to cover it, but they do get the force at second. Give it a 3-6. 3-4. So Prestigiacomo grounds out for out number 2. He's now 1 for 3 on the day. And, Prestigiacomo reaches on the fielder's choice. Winkler out, heading to second base. And that's going to be popped up. Everett Nowak pops it up near first, and that's going to be caught for out number 3. So Nowak flies out to first base, and that will do it for the top half of the 5th inning. No run score on no hits, no walks, 1 error, and a runner left stranded. It is 2-1 Appleton after 4.5. We'll step aside and be back with more American Legion baseball here from the state tournament in Marinette after this on Zaleski Sports.
With the new Simple Rewards account from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've made the simple, everyday transactions a lot more rewarding. Open a Simple Rewards account from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust and get $5 back when you make 25 monthly debit card purchases. It's that simple.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
The Best Western Riverfront Inn of Marinette proudly supports the 2023 American Legion State Tournament. The Best Western Riverfront Inn has affordable rates, comfortable rooms, along with Wi-Fi, free breakfast, indoor pool, fitness center, and free parking. Stay at the Best Western Riverfront Inn and be just miles from popular attractions and relaxation. Book your next stay at bestwestern.com. And we will have a pitching change here for the Appleton Doubledays, as mentioned last inning. Warming up was the previously first baseman Brad Verbaten, and he's now coming out on the mound to relieve Ethan Winkler. So it will be Brad Verbaten out there on the mound for the Doubledays, and as we watch him warm up, we've got a chance to thank some of our other sponsors here on Zaleski Sports. Say that for a minute. Coming up now, the 8-9-1 spots due up for Janesville: Logan Juszka, J.C. Campbell, and Jake Schaffner. Juszka reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. That was his first at-bat. He fouls that off from Verbaten. And it is Brad Verbaten on the mound. Here's the 0-1. Fouls that one back and out of play. Now the count 0-2 here to Logan Juszka. The 0-2 pitch, that one lined foul, and Juszka stays alive. 0-2, the count here to Juszka. That one grounded foul again down the third base line. Count remains 0-2 as Juszka stays alive. It's the 0-2. And did he make contact? They say he did. Another foul as Juszka continues to battle away. He's fouled off 5 or 6 of them. Oh, and 2, the count here to Juszka. And that's popped up. Shallow left here, ranging over. It's the shortstop, caught by Cade Prestigiacomo for out number 1. So Juszka flies out to short. Now with nobody on and 1 down, we move to the 9th spot in the order. It's the catcher, J.C. Campbell. J.C. is 1 for 1. He had that RBI single in the second inning for Janesville, brought in the lone run of the game for Janesville. Nobody on and 1 down here. He fouls that back into the fence. 0-1 to Campbell. And if you're just joining us, Game 1 of today's state tournament action here in Marinette. Eau Claire beat Manitowoc 2-1. And that one grounded up the middle, short. Throw to first, going to be in time for out number 2 as Campbell grounds out to short. Again, the play made at shortstop. Or no, that's Ethan Winkler at short now. Or no, still Prestigiacomo. It's Winkler making the catch at first base. So it was a simple switch. Ethan Winkler went to first for Verbaten. But the play made there by Cade Prestigiacomo there at short. Now up to bat, looking at a strike. Back to the top of the order, it's the shortstop, Jake Schaffner. Schaffner's 0 for 2. 2 groundouts. Looks at a ball there, evens up the count at 1-1 now to Schaffner. It's the 1-1 pitch. Grounded up the middle, right to the mound. Verbaten to Winkler at first. That's out number 3. So Schaffner grounds out in a quick 3-up, 3-down, bottom of the 5th. Your score remains Appleton 2, Janesville 1 after 5 complete. We'll step aside and be back with more state tournament American Legion baseball live from Marinette after this on Zaleski Sports.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Welcome back, everybody. 2-1. Appleton leads Janesville. And thanks to our game day sponsors here today, the City of Marinette, Schuchart Law Office, Stephenson Bank, Marinette High School class of 1982, Fincantieri, Riverside Auto, Wapaka Foundry, Hometown Family Restaurant, Marinette Lions, Hanson Onion Martel, Best Western, Polson Family Dental, and Bellin Health. We got bats coming up here. Top of the 6th inning, Appleton and Janesville.
Leading off the top of the 6th inning, the left fielder, number 22, Danny.
4, 5, 6 spots due up here for the Appleton Doubledays. Danny Deek, Brad Verbaten, and TJ Parker. Starting with Danny Deek. Deek looks at a strike. 0-1 the count. That one misses high for a ball. 1-1 now to Deek. That one lined into left. It will fall. A leadoff base hit for Danny Deek, and Appleton's off to a hot start here in the top of the 6th. Danny Deek with the single out into left field. Now the runner at first and no outs. We move to the 5 spot in the order. It's the pitcher, Brad Verbaten. He's 1 for 2 with a fly out to second and a double. That one misses. 1-0 the count. Here to Brad Verbaten. Throw to first. Not going to be in time as Deek dives back safely. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Count evens up at 1-1 now to Verbaten. One. Popped up into shallow right, ranging up on it. It's caught for out number 1 by the right fielder, C.J. Dupuis. So Verbaten flies out to right field, 1 down. As we move to the 6th spot in the order with a runner at first, 1 out. It's the third baseman, T.J. Parker. He's 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the 2nd, grounded out to the mound in the 4th. And checks the swing. Did he go around? Yes. 0-1 to Parker. That one misses high. Count evens up at 1-1 now to Parker. The 1-1 pitch, bunt down to the mound, throw to first, going to be in time. Out number 2. Parker grounds out on the bunt for the second time in this one. He does advance Danny Deek to second base. Now we've got a runner in scoring position here for Janesville. We move to the 7th spot in the order. Runner at second, 2 down. It's the right fielder, Cale Cook. And also we've got a pinch hitter here, Rylan Winkler. Rylan Winkler coming into bat for Cale Cook. And it looks like we are seeing the 3rd Winkler triplet, as we got a live look at the Plover Black Sox getting ready for this one to be done, and they'll enter the field to play. Again, they're going to play Kaukauna coming up right after this one. Scheduled start time is 5 p.m. Depending on the finish of this game, that might be much sooner, much earlier than 5. Again, up to bat, Rylan Winkler. So Rylan, ball 1. Rylan Winkler, the 3rd of the Winkler triplets on this Appleton team. Rylan, Ethan, and Mason Winkler. That one swung on, fouled at the plate, evens up the count at 1-1 here to Rylan. Rylan Winkler is this is first at bat. Cale Cook, if his night's done, finished it out 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts. Swing and a miss. Now 1-2 the count here to Winkler. Again, runner at second and 2 outs here for Rylan and Winkler. This is the 1-2. That one grounded down the third baseline, foul. Count remains 1-2 as Winkler stays alive. And 2 down here, runner at second. Appleton's already got the 2-1 lead, looking to extend it here in the top of the 6th. And that one grounded hard to first. And foul, and coach was not able to make the play there. Might be an error on the coach there. That one went, actually, that was a tough play. Went right off the bare right hand, I think. He's saying, maybe I should have had that one. 1-2 the count here to Rylan Winkler. That one grounded down the first base line and right towards him again. Count remains 1-2 as Rylan Winkler not going away. Here's the 1-2 in the dirt, gets by, wild pitch. And Danny Deek advances to third base. So Deek holds up there at third. And the pass ball. Now runner at third, 2 down. 2-2 the count here to Rylan Winkler. That one going to miss upstairs. Another ball, and now the count runs full. Again, it was 1-2, and Winkler fouled off 4 or 5 pitches to stay alive, and he's got it to a full count here. Lines that one into center. What an at-bat for Winkler. Brings in the run. An RBI single for Rylan Winkler as Danny Deek comes home to score. But what an at-bat that makes it 3-1 for Rylan Winkler. Battled off foul after foul after foul. staying alive with the 1-2 count, gets 2 balls thrown, full count, and singles into center field. It's 3-1 Appleton. Now with a runner at first and 2 down. Looking at a ball, it's the center fielder, Maddox Erickson, batting out of the 8 spot. 1-0 the count here to Erickson. He's 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts looking. And looks that one inside. 2-0 the count. And that one lined right to third base. Caught for out number 3. Erickson lines out to third. Nice catch by Trace Jacobson there at third base to end the inning. A line out from Erickson. That's going to do it for the top half of the 6th inning. 1 run scores on 2 hits. An error, no walks, 1 runner left stranded. It's 3-1 Appleton. After 5.5, we'll step aside and be back with more state tournament AAA American Legion baseball after this on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Welcome back, everybody. 3-1 Appleton leads Janesville as we get a live look at looks like some Marinette Legion baseball players waiting and watching the games here today. They'll play later tonight at 8 p.m. against Sheboygan. Of course, Marinette, the host team. And leading off for Janesville here, it's the 2, 3, 4 spots, starting with the center fielder, Jack Ryan. And if you're Janesville here, this is the inning you really want to try to make a dent if you're looking to come back here. That one in the dirt from Verbatim for a ball. You got your 2, 3, 4 spots in the lineup up to bat. Not a hit yet from this spot in the order. 3 hits in the game for Janesville. They all came in the 2nd inning. It's from Trace Jacobson, Nick Gregg, and J.C. Campbell. So today, it really hasn't been this part of the order for Janesville. It's been the 5 to 9 spots that have gotten the hits for him. 2-1 the count to Jack Ryan. Ryan pops it up, tosses the bat down to the mound, and that's caught by Verbatim for out number 1. So Ryan flies out to the mound. Now we move to the 3 spot in the order with nobody on and 1 down. It's the pitcher, Aiden Schenk. Schenk's 0 for 1 in 2 trips, reached on an error, and struck out looking. Schenk fouls that one back. 0-1 the count now. The 0-1 pitch. That one misses in the dirt. 1-1 the count now to Schenk. Again, Verbatim on the mound, came in for Ethan Winkler last inning. The 1-1 just misses outside, says the umpire. 2-1 the count now to Schenk. And that's popped up. Left field foul territory, ranging over is the third baseman. It's caught. for out number 2 by TJ Parker over there at third base. Parker's had a couple of nice snags over there. That one of them. So Shank flies out to third. They're in foul territory now. Quick 2 outs, nobody on. We move to the 4th spot in the order. It's the right fielder, CJ Dupuis. Dupuis is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts swinging. Fouls that at the plate. Oh no, so they say it was fair. They say that was hit in fair territory. Dupuis is looking for an explanation, but the umpire says that was hit in fair territory. And what happened was Mason Winkler, the catcher, just tagged him out. Dupuis still confused. Doesn't think it was fair. Again, I didn't have a look at the ball, but I'll trust the umpire there. He says it was grounded fair at the plate. Now, Janesville's going to come out here and ask for an explanation here. We'll wait to go to break and see if we get an explanation. Again, the call, I believe, it's pretty clear what the umpires were thinking out there, what call they made. Janesville is coming out into the field, so this call is not going to be changed. I think we might just have a substitution or something here. So, nonetheless, it's going to be it winds up a ground out as Dupuis is tagged out. And that is out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down. Your score remains Appleton 3, Janesville 1. We'll step aside, be back with the top of the 7th here from Marinette after this on Zaleski Sports.
Some of us are out to win championships. Others just want to win the moment. And for others, simply climbing a flight of stairs is a win. But for all of us, the small victories make life better. And none of us wins alone. When we get knocked down, it takes a team, an extraordinary team to help us heal like a pro. For your bones, muscles, joints, and everything else that makes life move, there's only Bellin Health. Welcome to your healthiest life.
Welcome back, everybody. 3-1, Appleton in the lead here. We get set to start the top of the 7th. The Doubledays will have a chance to extend their lead here in the top of the 7th inning. Whether your dental needs are a complete exam and cleaning, a full mouth restoration, or anything in between, Polzine Dental promises to provide you with exceptional care and enhance the natural beauty of your smile. Polzine Dental gives you a gentle touch and stunning results. At Polzine Dental, your smile is our first priority, and we'll give you something to smile about. Up to bat for Appleton here is the catcher, Mason Winkler, and on the mound. Dylan Snyder also going to be batting out of the 4th spot. Counts 0-2 here to Winkler. And he lines that one into right field. A leadoff single for Mason Winkler. Mason Winkler, the catcher, with the single. Leadoff single for Winkler, and now with a runner at first and no outs, we move back to the top of the order. It's the first baseman, Ethan Winkler. Ethan Winkler is 0 for 2 in 3 trips, a fly out, a ground out, and reach on an error. Mason Winkler's now 2 for 3. He's had a nice day, couple of singles, good bunt. It's a down, throw to first in time for out number 1. So Ethan Winkler going to ground out on the bunt. He advances, does what he wanted to do, advances Mason Winkler to second base into scoring position, so Mason Winkler going to hold up there. We move to the 2 spot in the order. Runner at second, 1 down, the shortstop, Cade Prestigiacomo. Prestigiacomo is 1 for 2 in 3 trips, a ground out, RBI double, and a reach on a fielder's choice. Foul that one off. Prestigiacomo looks at the 0-1. And that one going to miss upstairs. Evens up the count at 1-1 here to Prestigiacomo. Here's the 1-1. That one hit hard, popped up, left field. Underneath it, it's caught for out number 2. That one caught out and left by Nick Gregg. making a snag out there in left field as Prestigiacomo flies out to left for out number 2. Now we move to the 3 spot in the order with a runner at second and 2 down. It's the second baseman, Everett Nowak. Nowak's 0 for 2 in 3 trips, a walk and 2 flyouts. Looks at a strike. The 0-1. That one misses. Count evens up at 1-1 now to Nowak. The 1-1 pitch. And that one, I think, hit him. It did. It got him right in the hands or the chest area. And Nowak is hit by the pitch. So Nowak hit by the pitch. The first time we've seen a batter hit by a pitch in this game. Always like to see that. You don't want to see guys getting pelted with baseballs out there. Runner at first as Nowak hit by the pitch. Runner at first and second, rather, with 2 down. We move to the 4 spot, the left fielder, Danny Deek. And that one hit well into center field. Will it fall? Yes, it will. No runs will score, but it is a single for Danny Deek. He's now 2 for 3 today. As Winkler advances to third, Nowak to second. It's the single for Danny Deek. Again, he's 2 for 3. He's got 2 singles, a walk, and a strikeout. Now with the bases loaded and 2 down, we're to the 5 spot in the order. It's the pitcher, Brad Verbaeten. Verbaeten's 1 for 3, a double and 2 flyouts. Doubledays with a chance to extend that 3-1 lead here. And Verbaeten looks at a strike. Janesville needs to get out of this one without giving up a run. Pressure's on Dylan Snyder to make it happen. He throws another strike. 0-2 to Verbaeten. And 2 the count. Snyder the pitch. That one grounded to first, and this is going to be a step on the bag for out number 3. Nice play by the first baseman, Logan Juszka. And that's going to do it for the top half of the second inning. Snyder gets out of the bind. No run score on 2 hits, 1 walk, no errors, and 3 runners left stranded. 3-1 Appleton after 6.5. We'll take a break. Be back with the bottom of the 7th inning. Janesville needs 2 runs to keep it alive after this on Zaleski Sports.
Car and truck inventories are limited around the world. But at Riverside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Marinette, we make sure to have what you want. A huge inventory of new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Ram 1500 Bighorns, Jeep Cherokees, Jeep Compasses, and more. Trade up into a new ride and get top cash value for your trade. Visit our family at Riverside of Marinette. Proud supporters of Marinette and Menominee area high school sports.
Welcome back, everybody. 3-1. The Appleton Doubledays lead Janesville post 205. Take a look at a couple of fans there soaking in the game. And there's another staged shot from Bill Held there. He finds his sunglasses to be a very interesting topic of conversation. As we are getting set to start the bottom of the 7th inning for Janesville, they need 2 runs to keep this game alive. They'll have the 5, 6, 7 spots to do it. Trace Jacobson, Tay Seabuth, and Nick Gregg. Jacobson is 1 for 2 in this one. He singled in the second, flew out to first in the 4th. Again, the part of the order we're in we're getting towards is where all of the hits have come from Janesville tonight. That's a strike from Verbatim. 0-1 here to Jacobson. And that's popped up. Jacobson, that one is deep out into left field. A deep pop-up, foul territory, caught for out number 1. So Jacobson flies out to left, 1 down. Appleton 2 outs away from sealing it. That one caught out in left field by Danny Deek. And now up to bat, the second baseman, Tay Seabuth. No runners on and 1 down again. Appleton's got 3 hits in this game. All of them came in the second inning, and all of them came from the 5 spot, 7 spot, 9 spot. So no hits for the top 4 spots in the order for Appleton. That one, I believe, was fouled off. 0-1 to Seabuth. He is 0 for 2. Ground out on a bunt and a fly out to third. 0-1 the count. Looks at a ball. Evens up the count at 1-1 now to Seabuth. The 1-1. That one grounded. Will it get through the gap? Yes, it will. A runner on here for Janesville. It's a single for Tay Seabuth.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 11, Nick Gray.
So Tay Seabuth with the single holds up at first, and now Nick Gregg at the plate, up to bat, would represent the tying run. He looks at a strike. Nick Gregg is 1 for 2. He singled in the second, had a ground out in the fourth. Again, all 3 hits for Janesville came in that second inning where they put up their 1 run. A check swing there for a ball, and he did not offer, umpires say. Count evens up at 1-1 now to Nick Gregg. Again, 3 umpires out there for the state tournament. And time called. 1-1 the count here to Gregg. Runner at first, 1 down. That's in there for strike number 2. 1-2 the count now to Gregg. Verbatim. One going to miss high. Winkler fakes the throw to first. Evens the count up at 2-2. Two-two pitch. Misses upstairs. Ball number 3. And now the count runs full here to Nick Gregg. Got the big elbow brace there. The full count. That one hit deep out into right field, ranging back. It's going to be caught for out number 2. That looked really good coming off the bat from Gregg. A well-hit ball, but right to the right fielder, Rylan Winkler. And that is out number 2 as Gregg flies out to right. 1 out away are the Appleton Doubledays from stealing this one. Now to the 8th spot in the order, it'll be up to the first baseman, Logan Juszka, to keep this thing alive. He's 0 for 1 in 2 trips, a reach on a fielder's choice and a fly out to short. Looks at a ball. 1-0 the count to Juszka. Verbatim. An out away from closing it out. That one misses high and away. 2-0 the count now to Juszka. It's the 2-0 pitch. That one misses outside. Quickly 3-0 here to Juszka, and Verbatim has got himself a bit of a hole to dig himself out of here. 3-0. That's in there for a strike. 3-1 the count now to Logan Juszka. And that swung on, popped up. Shallow left field. We'll see who's ranging over to make the play. The left fielder makes the catch, and the game is over. Danny Deek makes the catch out in left field to end it. Juszka flies out, and the Appleton Doubledays get the win over Janesville Post 205, 3-1 here in Game 2 of the 2023 American Legion AAA State Baseball Tournament. 3-1 win for the Appleton Doubledays over Janesville. Coming up next is your Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds at NasonvilleDairy.com. We'll step aside and be back with your postgame show. We're going to talk to the winning head coach for the Appleton Doubledays, JP Prestigiacono. Be back with your postgame show after this on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Look at him here. So this will be our camera right here. Welcome back, everybody, to your Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Go to NasonvilleDairy.com. Joined by the Appleton Doubledays coach, Coach Prestigiacono. And Coach, I guess you guys come out with a win in your first game here today. Talk about the way you guys played out there. It wasn't always the cleanest game, especially early on, some errors, but you guys pull out the win. You do what's important, get the 3-1 win. Talk about how you guys played today and what your thoughts are on your team's performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been that way for our team all year. We're a young team. We started 4 16-year-old kids today. So when you have young players, there's going to be some mental stuff going on. But, they made some errors in the first inning, and then they picked it up. And, a lot of sacrifice from some of the other guys. I think we bunted 4 or 5 times. to move runners over, and it helped us a couple of times. And, then the pitching was just fantastic. Really, really good.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about that pitching. Obviously, you started with Ethan out there, then he brought in Verbatim after that. Talk about what those guys were able to do out there. Obviously, Verbatim closed it out. Ethan starting it out for you.
Yeah, and it's kind of the tale of opposites. Ethan Winkler's 16 years old. He's going to be the ace for the Appleton East High School this year, but he's come off an arm injury, and he hasn't pitched a lot until really the last week or so. But when he's good, he's as good as we have. And then Brad, he's 19. Old kid, and he's been through a lot of this before, and he really, he doesn't have an overpowering fastball. He doesn't really have the greatest, curveball, changeup, whatever, but he's smart. He knows where to put the ball. He does a good job. So we're really proud of him. Yep.
Yeah, and then obviously off to a good start here today. What was your message to the team after the game, or what's your message to the guys, what will be your message preparing for tomorrow and, as this tournament continues to move along here?
Well, as you know, some of the teams in this tournament they're loaded with talent. We've got Division I talent. We've got guys that are committed to Texas and Oregon State. And again, we're young here, and so we have to pretty much play perfect baseball in order to advance through this tournament. And that was the message. I'm proud of them, but obviously there's some things to clean up, as you said.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach, and good luck tomorrow.
Absolutely, thanks.
All right, that was Coach of the Appleton Doubledays joining us here after here for the postgame. The Appleton Doubledays get the win 3-1. Over Janesville, post 205 here in this one. So 3-1 win for Appleton. Again, game one here we had today on Zaleski Sports. Eau Claire got the win against Manitowoc. Don't forget that coming up next, we've got the Kaukauna Angels and the Plover Black Sox coming up. That game is scheduled to start at 5 p.m. here tonight. Again, I would expect that's probably going to start sometime earlier than that. We started about 15 minutes early in this one. We'll try to keep you updated with when that start time is going to be, but for right now that is scheduled to start at 5 p.m. Then we got our final game of the night later tonight between Manitowoc and Sheboygan at 8 p.m. But I want to thank everybody for joining us here for this one. Appleton wins it 3-1 over Janesville. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you for game 3 in a little bit over an hour. Thank you on Zaleski Sports.